If you hold Ripple's XRP, it is all BS. XRP will not be used by the BRICS nations. Now, this has been a popular debate amongst people in the XRP community. For example, Wall Street Bulls says XRP is not a bridge currency, which is a very bold claim. So in this video, we're going to discuss this with what Brad Garlinghouse has said about what's needed to take place in order to convert crypto to fiat through exchanges, relying on banking partners who could lose their license if someone on the OFAC list is able to slip through. Extremely stringent KYC AML policies are in place to avoid precisely this. And RippleNet, for example, has always been and remains today committed to not working with sanctioned banks or countries that are restricted counterparties. Ripple and our customers support and enforce OFAC laws and KYC AML. And with Donald Trump now as president to make America the crypto capital of the world, with Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderati meeting with him, in this video, we're going to discuss what would need to take place in order for XRP to be used by the BRICS nations, what is actually happening instead, and why Ripple and XRP doesn't even need the BRICS, with all the new countries that are officially joining BRICS as partner countries this year, what the BRICS are doing through their agreements to settle international trade using national currencies, how XRP plays a role in cross-border money transfers within the Ripple system, what's happening over in the Middle East through Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, over here in the United States through the NASDAQ, XRP ETFs, and some massive integrations that are taking place for the XRP ledger that you need to know about if you hold XRP or you've been considering holding XRP. So share this video with a friend, comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So over the past 24 hours, the crypto market has been bouncing, anywhere from 5 to 20% for a lot of these projects. And we made this post on Bull Runners HQ Twitter, which you can follow through the link in the description below, back in September 28th of 2024, talking about Total 3 in the next breakout coming for the market. And as you can see, we are transitioning from orange to yellow when we are breaking out of this bull flag right here. And sure enough, we saw this breakout take place from $1 trillion upwards of 1.7 trillion. So about $700 billion came into the market. And now we pointed out on the right-hand side of the screen right here, a potential back test of the previous resistance, which basically was the high around the 15th of March of around $1.2 trillion. And so we're seeing that right now. The only area of concern here is this back test was a little bit deeper than we expected with this wick all the way down here to about $1 trillion, but that got bought up relatively quick. And now we're sitting at about $1.2 trillion. So looking back to the previous bull run, when we transitioned from orange to yellow, we saw this breakout right here, upwards of $240 billion in this back test several times with these wicks down to about 170 billion, which was the resistance from August until September of 2020. And then we blasted off all the way up here to about $700 billion before another major correction down to 450 billion. And then inevitably the peak before we transition from yellow to green. So right now, on Total 2 specifically, with this backtest that's taking place right here, if we don't see the markets further bleed to the downside, what we're going to discuss in this video determines whether we blast off or if we see our portfolios lose even more value. And if you stick all the way to the end of this video, I'm going to break down Total 3 and why this is looking incredibly bullish in my expectations over the next few weeks and next few months. So hang tight, you guys are going to absolutely love this, because when we're talking about Ripple and XRP and just looking specifically at the chart, comparing back to 2017, well, a lot of people are wondering, they're asking us, when is XRP going to make a move past its all-time high again? And look at what happened during that 2017 bull run. It took about 210 days from XRP peaking out, just shy of, 39, almost 40 cents to then break that high and rally up to the all-time high during the light green phase. So right now, if we were to measure to the first real breakout of XRP to $2.80, we're about 70 days into this consolidation phase right here. And after XRP transitioned from yellow in the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator to green, we coiled up in that symmetrical triangle and we rallied another 2,500%. So from this low right here with the tariff news, if XRP were to just do 500%, that would put XRP at roughly $10. Now, I've given you guys my XRP price prediction in previous videos, probably half a dozen times. And I think at the peak of this bull run, we can go up to $30. So anywhere somewhere between $5 and $30 for XRP. I would expect the peak of this market to happen sometime during the light green phase of the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator. Now, the real question is now a good time to accumulate XRP, or is now the time to sell? Now, as always, I'm not going to give you financial advice. Go consult your financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. I'm just bringing up data. I'm bringing up the facts because these videos are purely for education, informational purposes only. So take this with it what you will. But when we bring up the relative strength index, the stochastic RSI, and the MACD on the daily chart, and put up the price chart here at the top of the screen, you guys can see that XRP has been trading inside of this bullish channel between resistance right here at the top of the screen, support right here several times. Even though we saw a wick well below it, we're holding this support right here at roughly $2.43. And if we look at the relative strength index on the daily, we can see that the RSI peaked out up here at 94.95 when the price was upwards of $2.90. And we are seeing lower highs, whereas we've seen a higher high by the 15th of January. So because the relative strength index is in a downtrend and currently it's sitting at 39 right now, whereas the price chart made a higher high, this is a bearish divergence. And a bearish divergence just simply means that momentum is shifting over from the bulls to the bears over time. And it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to go down right away, because bearish divergences could take a while to play out, as I've shown you guys in previous videos when you subscribe to the channel. So what we look for is confluence on other indicators to give us an idea of the most likely scenario to happen next. Because when we look at the stochastic RSI, we are below 20 for both the K line, that's sitting at 15 in blue, and the D line is sitting at 12. So we witnessed a bullish cross all the way back here on the 7th of February when the K line crossed above the D line. And now we're waiting to see a confirmation of this bullish cross for both the K line and the D line to pass above 20. So the fact that we have been below 20 on the stochastic RSI for both the K line and the D line since the 27th of January is actually a great sign for me to consider accumulating more XRP, because the RSI is relatively oversold compared to the past, closer to 30. The stochastic RSI is below 20, getting ready to confirm the bullish cross by passing above 20 at some point. And the MACD as well is below the zero line, and we could see momentum shifting if I zoom in here from bearish price action on the histogram. And now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 light pink bars right here at the bottom of the screen, showing that momentum is slowly shifting over. And with the MACD line below the signal line, well below zero, I would want to see a bullish cross happen at some point for the MACD line in blue to cross the signal line simultaneously while the stochastic RSI crosses back above 20 and the relative strength index reverses back to the upside, back to this descending resistance. So as you guys can see on the MACD as well too, we see this descending resistance for a lower high while the price chart made a higher high. That is confluence of a bearish divergence. And here's an example of a bearish divergence on Bitcoin's price chart, where you can see higher highs getting put in on the price chart right here all the way up to about $3,000, whereas the RSI peaked out at like 91 when Bitcoin's price was at 1,800. And so then the RSI couldn't reclaim that, kept putting in lower highs all the way until the RSI reset all the way down at like 28, 29 right here. And then the price had a major correction down here to about 1,800. And then the RSI saw a reversal back to the upside while the price saw a recovery, giving the RSI enough time to reset. So on the XRP price chart, this is actually a good sign because we've only seen one higher high. For example, in Bitcoin, we saw 1, 2, 3 higher highs before the price saw a major correction. And so with this second higher high right here at the all-time high, it's only the second lower high on the relative strength index for this bearish divergence. So I would expect the RSI to eventually make a bounce back up to this descending resistance, potentially get rejected from it, while the price inevitably sees some type of recovery to the upside to form another higher high sometime in the near future. And the stochastic RSI has reset below 20 as well too. So I would expect the stochastic RSI to see a bounce and also the MACD to see a bounce as well too, back to this descending resistance, while XRP breaks out with the rest of the market. So hang tight towards the end of this video. I'm going to talk about this whole blast off phase that I'm waiting for based on some major regulatory developments, massive partnerships, and overall M2 global liquidity increasing. Now, before we dive into all of that, I want to let you guys know that there are billions of dollars in cash in federal funding available to businesses that were affected by supply chain issues that halted your business from selling a product or offering a service. So if you guys have a business and you've experienced any reduction in revenue due to issues like potentially COVID, government shutdown since 2020 to 2021 that left you struggling to keep your W-2 employees and business afloat, then you could qualify for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in cash depending on the amount of employees that you have in your business through the Federal Employee Retention Credit Program. Now, this is not a loan. This is an IRS cash refund. And over the past few years, businesses have been getting back hundreds of thousands of dollars through this. So if you want to see if you qualify, you can click the link in the description below, but you have to act fast because you have until April 15th as the deadline to apply. So that's only 62 days left to benefit from this, where you can get up to $26,000 cash per employee with no maximum limit. You just simply click the link below, you schedule a free consultation today, and you'll see how much you qualify to get back. So this is a great way to get money back in your pocket to invest in the crypto market, because if we see a massive bounce in the market for a total 2, total 3 altcoins, even XRP, then timing is of the essence because you want to have as much capital on your side to be able to invest back into the markets. And most businesses have missed out on this credit because the ERC qualifications have changed 3 times. So if you were told in the past that you didn't qualify for this, there's actually chances now that you do qualify, even if your CPA told you that you don't. So while you're watching this video, click the link below, schedule a free consultation today, and let's help you get some money back in your pocket. And if you don't have a business, you can get started as an affiliate too, and you can earn 2% on what the businesses get back that you refer through your affiliate account when you sign up below. So our goal is to help you guys get as much money as humanly possible on the front end. That way you can invest in crypto before the markets skyrocket over the next few bull runs, even not just this bull run, because the best time to buy is in bear market bottom. So we're going to help you guys capitalize on opportunities like this all through the bear market too. And if you need funding for your new venture, we'll leave a link for that below as well. So whether you own a business or you want to start a business or you want to invest in crypto, you guys can do that, because we're going to see the on-ramping into the crypto space expand through different banking companies inside the United States, outside the United States, and even other centralized exchanges and DEXs. For example, Trust Wallet now supports the XRP Ledger network. You can interact with the chain and store, send, and receive your XRP and XRP Ledger tokens. And the reason why this is a big deal is because it's giving XRP holders the ability to access the Trust Wallet products and also other people that use Trust Wallet to access XRP. So it just allows for more DeFi liquidity to flow into the XRP Ledger, because Trust Wallet supports over 10 million digital assets across more than 100 blockchains, making it one of the largest cryptocurrency wallets in terms of supported assets and blockchain compatibility. And while I personally like, Trezor or Ledger, Trust Wallet is a great solution as well too that you guys can leverage. Look at this. The NASDAQ has officially submitted a proposed rule change to the SEC to list and trade shares of the CoinShares XRP ETF Trust. And if approved, these funds would give investors an easy way to gain exposure to XRP and also Litecoin as well too. And we're going to talk about what would need to take place for this to get approved, allowing a boost in liquidity, attracting new capital, driving short-term price, as traders would anticipate more market exposure for XRP. Because in the United States, obviously, Ripple's been stifled, XRP's been stifled, but that's changing with Trump in office. And overseas, they haven't had to rely on the SEC's declaration of whether XRP is a security or not. So they've been doing massive business overseas. For example, you guys remember this taking place where the National Commercial Bank of Saudi Arabia joined RippleNet to help participating banks in the kingdom use its enterprise software to instantly facilitate cross-border payments, allowing the banking customers access to faster, cheaper, and more transparent cross-border transactions. As part of the deal, SAMA will also provide interested banks in Saudi Arabia with program management and training. Now, this happened last bull run, but the reason why this is a big deal is because the Saudi British Bank has a strategic plan aimed towards digital transformation and enriching customer experience, aligned with the initiative of what's called Vision 2030 and Financial Sector Development Program. And one of the main objectives is to transform Saudi Arabia's financial market to provide innovative financial solutions. Now, everyone knows the most innovative financial solution is implementing distributed ledger technology to support private and public sector growth by introducing digital banking with licenses for different banks and the establishment of a fintech ecosystem to drive innovation, with a heavy emphasis on financial inclusion, such as boosting non-cash transactions to have everything go more digital by 2030. So the fact that that's 5 years away tells us that we're here early. And also, Hong Kong signed an agreement with Qatar to enhance connectivity between financial hubs in the Middle East, specifically in oil-rich Qatar, paving the way for future collaboration, strategic alliances between the two financial hubs. Now, as you guys already know, if you remember this, Ripple partnered with Qatar's largest bank to improve their cross-border payments and launch a new remittance platform. And even though this happened last bull run, this is such a big deal because with all of this testing, these pilot programs that happen, QNB being the largest financial institution in the Middle East and Africa with affiliate companies operating in over 30 countries, partnerships like these will enable near real-time payments to not only QNB clients, but other clients globally that we're going to get to in a little bit, which raises the question, is XRP going to be used by the BRICS nations? Because right here, BRICS Pay has been successfully tested at the BRICS Business Forum, and BRICS ready to use blockchain technology. But the question to rise was, XRP going to be included in that? Because XRP has already been integrated into all of these tests here and these pilot programs through these official documents that we've shown you guys over the years. For example, this one right here shows a diagram of the mechanism of cross-border money transfers in the Ripple system. We have the US dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen. Number one would be the exchange of transfer, the amount for internal tokens. Number three would be the exchange tokens for the recipient currency in like the Mexican peso, the Philippine peso, or the Thai baht. And number two, right in the center, it says transfer tokens to distributed ledger networks with the XRP logo right there. So it's very clear that XRP is at the center of it all, and financial market participants see the potential in using smart contracts in their business processes. And over the past few years, regulators in a number of countries have been piloting reporting systems managed by smart contracts. And the spread of distributed ledger networks and smart contracts have created conditions for the development of asset tokenization. This is what Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, has said. Tokenizing everything on chain, the transfer of asset issuance processes and transactions with them to the digital environment. The asset would be presented in the form of a special token, usually issued and circulated in the DLT network, where tokens can be issued for a wide range of assets like securities, inventories, real estate, etc. Tokenization can help increase the liquidity of an asset. And so this goes all the way back to like 2015, even before then. And already in 2018, the World Bank issued its bonds in tokenized form on the blockchain platform. 38, they say in this document, in 2021, 2022, SWIFT, together with the International Depository Clearstream and a number of other companies, conducted a pilot project to use its network for operations with tokenized assets. So it's very clear that central banks of all these countries are making the transition. The real question is, will they flip the switch for XRP or something else? Listen to this.
In the BRICS meetings, there were very good agreements made regarding the financial and monetary sphere. Iran made good agreements with the Central Bank of Russia during the period when they were the secretary of BRICS, and we had good agreements regarding the connection of card networks and monetary and financial cooperation, all of which we have raised in the BRICS. For example, today in the BRICS, the issue of paying for the transactions with local currency is one of the issues, and a very good agreement has been reached. Good agreements regarding global reserve payments and the use of bonds for payment were also made. We now have a global financial system based mostly on the IMF, the World Bank, and Western countries. Unfortunately, due to the political interactions with those countries, today the world is considering other arrangements. Definitely within the BRICS group of countries, such arrangements will be made between the member states. We have a payment system between countries based on local currencies. That was one of the topics of this meeting. China, Russia, and Iran are very interested in it. We have moved towards being able to conduct transactions with other countries in local currencies and reduce the role of the US dollar in international transactions. Russia has also made good progress. I think the BRICS countries have developed well and will definitely develop in the future. The new development bank, created by BRICS, can pursue many of the development goals of the BRICS member countries. Because today, the World Bank operates within the framework of the goals of the United States and Western countries. We hope that NDB will play this role for the BRICS member countries, and we want to become a member of NDB.
So as of right now, I haven't seen anything showing Ripple partnered with the new development bank, but Ripple just planted their flag in Portugal today with Unicambio, their first Portuguese client and the country's leading currency exchange provider, using Ripple payments. Their corporate customers can now move funds near instantly between Portugal and Brazil. And so while we haven't seen an official announcement about BRICS nations using XRP to quote unquote flip the switch to to be honest, Ripple doesn't even need the BRICS nations. And we'll talk about in a little bit what's needed to take place for the BRICS to get the green light to start using XRP or partnering with Ripple, because it clearly is the best solution for them. They're just looking for other alternatives due to sanctions. Now, a lot of people called XRP a slave coin because of their focus on helping central banks with their central banking digital currencies, saying that because CBDCs can be tokenized on it, well, it's dumb because every other type of asset can be tokenized on it as well. So I thought this was a great post by NFA.crypto, where it would be like calling a field of grass a violent concussion battleground because it's possible to play football on it, when in reality, any sport can be played on it. Even picnics can happen on it. And just because Ripple has the ability to help central banks with their CBDCs doesn't mean that's their only focus here. And just because the BRICS have new countries applying to partner with them, for example, 9 new countries officially joined the BRICS as of January 1st. That's Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Thailand, Uganda, Uzbekistan. Well, we already know Ripple does a bunch of business in Thailand. And so in some way, shape, or form, Ripple and XRP will be used across these countries. And so with Wall Street Bulls saying that XRP influencers claiming XRP will be a bridge currency for BRICS, let's get to the bottom of this, because Brad Garlinghouse said that Ripple will not work with sanctioned countries. And you guys know that with Russia and Ukraine, it's very clear that Brad Garlinghouse is saying that Ripple will not work with sanctioned banks or countries that are unrestricted counterparties. And with the Biden administration further perpetuating the war with Ukraine, sending money to Ukraine, keeping the war going, and the administration stifling innovation, having the SEC attack Ripple, well, the only thing that they could do was go to other countries that weren't sanctioned and make massive partnerships elsewhere outside the United States. But now with Trump in office, well, they just met with Trump, as you guys probably seen for the 1,000th time with this picture right here. So in order for Ripple and XRP to be used and do business in the public light where they can actually officially announce it and not stay on these NDAs, these non-disclosure agreements, privately doing business off the record on the private ledger, and to do it publicly to facilitate global trade, to finally usher in this new financial system, well, there would need to be negotiations to end the war. Listen to this.
It's got to stop. So whatever I can do to stop it, and we are having discussions, yes.
Ongoing, already scheduled and ongoing?
Already talking, yes.
So you've already spoken to Vladimir Putin?
I don't want to say that, but we are having very serious discussions.
Is there a reason you don't want to?
We are, well, I just don't want to say that.
Okay.
We're having very serious discussions about that war, trying to get it ended.
With Russia.
With Russia, yeah.
Now, eventually the war will end. They don't go on forever. You know, it'll end, and then some new war will come up, and maybe it's the war against machines, rise of Terminator AI. We'll see what happens there. But that would need to take place to end the sanctions. Also, the war against the SEC would need to end. And Jeremy Hogan posted this saying, much more likely that the lawsuit is settled sooner than an ETF approval. So there's stepping stones for mass adoption. In order for it to happen in the blink of an eye, well, we see all the cards line up and certain things take place. For example, Donald Trump getting in office, firing Gary Gensler, the lawsuit eventually ending, XRP's ETF, Ripple IPOing, the ISO 222 standard going live by November at the end of this year. There's multiple things that need to take place. And ending the war is one of the main ones to do business with Russia specifically, because it's Brazil, Russia, then you have India, China, South Africa, and now Saudi Arabia added to it. So we're going to keep covering it every single day. And any breaking news that pops up, you guys are going to see it on this channel. So make sure you subscribed. Now, looking at Total 3, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, it actually looks more similar to what happened last bull run by December of 2020 with the back test before the blast off took place. Whereas Total 2 right here, you can see that we wicked well below the resistance of March of 2024. So looking at Total 3's chart rather than Total 2, you guys can see that we wicked off about $750-ish billion, which is right at where the resistance was by March of 2024. And so we're consolidating below the high of the last bull run. And if I were to zoom in here for you and bring up the stochastic RSI, the relative strength index, and the MACD on the daily, you can see that we formed a bullish cross below 20 on the stochastic RSI. The K line is at 23, the D line is at 15. When the D line passes above 20, it would confirm the bullish cross. Also, the relative strength index is sitting at 37. And even if we have another shakeout event to the downside below 30, eventually I would expect the RSI to bounce on the macro, because look at the MACD. We have been in a downtrend since we saw this bearish cross on roughly like the 8th of December all the way up here above the zero line. We saw another bearish cross. And so we see momentum shifting on the histogram down here below zero. The MACD line is at -39 and the signal line is at -27. So when we see a bullish cross take place on the MACD line below zero and that passes above the zero line along with the RSI rebounding, the stochastic RSI passing above 20, even with another back test of this range right here, I would just expect the altcoin market to eventually make a recovery to the upside and to break the all-time high. Because do you think we came this far? Let me ask you guys this question right here. Do you think we came this far just to stop right here? All the way from $300 billion at a bear market bottom, rallying all the way up, 300% back to the previous high, just to stop at the previous high? I don't think that's the case. I think this is a coordinated shakeout right here by massive institutions, shaking out the weak hands, similar to what happened all the way back here in August of 2024, where we see these consolidation periods take place of lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, until inevitably we see massive liquidity come in relatively quick. So we're just seeing that right now. We're seeing lower highs, we're seeing lower lows. In my opinion, if we hold this support, the next breakout that takes place is going to be rapid, it's going to be sudden, and it's going to directly affect very specific altcoins. And if you're waiting to buy in after that breakout takes place, you may be too late. So do not be like 99% of retail that buys that breakout and then has to go through the next consolidation, the next sell-off phase in the market. Because on the next breakout, the risk of us going into a bear market after that increases. We don't know how many more of these pumps we have left in the market. We've already seen two major ones. The first real major one was March of 2024. The next major one we just went through by December of 2024. So we could be seeing the final pump in the market before the major bear market takes place. And there's plenty of opportunity to make money in these markets if you know exactly where to look. For example, our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1, 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below. Get in right now. Watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree, if that's a goal of yours. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.